Have you ever traveled through time? We do it every day.
Asgardia is a country with a population of more than 1 million people from more than 200 countries on Earth. Asgardia gives everyone equal opportunities, no matter what their earthly status is.
It is possible to create and live in the future right now. Are you ready? Forward progress is the solution to the entire human race. Our mission is to bridge new horizons. In Asgardia, there is no limit to the universal development in the fields of technology, finance, and arts. Asgardia is a new space and digital economy which creates opportunities for the global economy. We deliver innovations. Do you want to get on board with us? We are developing various kinds of digital businesses, attracting them to the Asgardia platform that can be backed by the means of our umbrella, i.e. franchising of the Asgardia brand. We can not only attract investments into space programs from prominent institutional investors, but also affordable amounts from the citizens of Asgardia. We comprise of more than 1 million people.
Asgardia is a chance to realize one's dream. This is a dream-driven space nation. Asgardia is a chance to belong to a community of free-thinking enthusiasts, goal-driven dreamers, and fearless innovators, theorists, and scientists.
We are the first space nation. One humanity, one unity.
Asgardia.
We are creating
the future.
I have to warn you that my signal may not be great. It'll be better than it was last time, the third day of the sitting. But it should be okay. It won't be as good as it usually is because I'm having to go and address a conference. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, we'll start in 2 minutes.
In 2 minutes. Well, go to. We need some coffee.
Might sound a bit better now. Might be a little bit better. Okay, welcome everybody. Thank you, Rebecca, for keeping me up to date with the timings. I'm Len Bitopic. I'm the chair of the Parliament of Asgardia, the world's first space nation. And my objective today is to have a short meeting. It's always quite a short meeting when it's just after a digital sitting. Just to explain, we have a digital sitting as we did last weekend, and the whole of the Parliament meets and we discuss important matters in relation to the work of Asgardia. The mission is always to do the best we can to push our legislation forward, and also to make sure that we understand what the work of the committees is. We also had a very good session with the Prime Minister. I'll talk about all of that in just a moment. I've got 5 things to report, and I'll start with that in just a minute. As always, what you're seeing here is real. There's no editing. It's live, and we are probably the most professional organization in the world for online meetings, and certainly the first truly successful parliamentary system in that sense. So let me begin. We had our digital sitting last weekend, 3 days. We've had so many of them I've lost count, but essentially it was a success. What we discussed was the development of legislation. I won't go through all the details now, but also we discussed the work of the committees. That's fantastic news, and I'm very delighted to say that it was a meeting which also was very efficient. We didn't use all of our time. That means that I'll be able to do more work at the same time in future. That's kind of important to me. I don't want to, when we do get together like that, don't want to waste the opportunity for us to do as much as we can. Congratulations to all of the people who are putting forward legislation and also all the chairs of committees. It's really important to me that you get recognized for the work you do and that you're motivated by that as well. So thank you. Second of 5 things, we now have a new chair of the Finance Committee, Sarah B. Park. It was a contest, and Jason Berry, who's with us today, and Sarah came to, I think, a very sensible arrangement. It's for Sarah and Jason to work out exactly how they're going to work together, but I know they will, and that's a great piece of collegiate work by them. Thirdly, I'm going to go to Peter in a moment because he is under some time pressure being a candidate in terrestrial politics. So in a moment, I'm going to ask Peter Morn, the deputy chair, to summarise his work and the meeting that we had before, which was quite brief. 4th of 5, we're now beginning to look at the rest of the year, and we will have some more sittings, but the big thing for me will be in August when I meet the head of the nation in the now famous Corfu Summit. That's when I have the opportunity to spend 3 days with the head of nation, and we talk about all the important information. And I, in some ways, get guidance and instructions from him about what he sees to be the future. Remember that the head of the nation is an executive head. He isn't like the King of England who's just meant to sit there and be friendly. Our head of nation actually does the job. It was his vision that we exist in the first place. And in that sense, I'm always grateful to understand his thinking and his planning. That's very important. And not today, but I would like to have a session with this group as an hour before then in order to know what you want me to raise with him and for us to put things together. A subset of that is further Enam's Foreign Affairs Act. I think with the Prime Minister, to very important that we get that right. So I'll be working on that with her as well. The Corfu Summit will be in the 2nd week of August. Final, I have to work with is still not doing much to use the excellent stories that Rebecca Berg is putting forward. There was an interesting conversation at the digital sitting about work and words. Sanat opened that discussion, and it was really, really interesting. My feeling is that there's something more to be discussed there, and I'd like to do that at an Asgardia Legislative Forum. Those are my items. Peter, over to you.
Thank you, Lambert. There's not a great deal to say about the meeting that we had earlier of the chairs. It was attended by a few of the committee chairs. Nobody really had an awful lot to report because they were all still digesting what happened at the full session at the weekend. But this is all what always happens, of course, immediately after the 3 parliamentary days. But everyone was there, and those who were there contributed in the usual way. But also, we got slightly diverted speaking about terrestrial politics, and we're just all raring to go for the next ALF, the next parliamentary session, and just everything that's going to take us forward with Asgardia. I'm just excited. The only thing that doesn't excite me, if I'm honest, and that we pick it up regularly at our chairs meetings, is that we're not building the numbers the way that I would like to see them being built. And I think we should all be spending time thinking about how on earth we can recruit more residents, which makes us stronger as an international and interspatial body, but also helps us with the finances of Asgardia. And I'm not going to stand on anybody's toes by saying any more than this, but it is clearly very, very important, and we have to keep our eye on that particular ball. But there's not a great deal to say otherwise, except brilliant session at the weekend, Chair. Magnificently manoeuvred, and we look forward to the next one. I'm really looking forward to the next in-person parliamentary meeting. I mean, with the few days we had in Baku recently were just absolutely wonderful. I went into that meeting loving Asgardia, and I came out deeply in love with Asgardia. And that's what everybody will do, because we just all sang from the same hymn sheet and we're on the same theme. And that's what I want. And you're guiding us towards that, Chair. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. That's about all from me.
Thank you, Peter. Good luck tonight. If you win, you have to stay as the Deputy Chair of the Asgardian Parliament. If you lose, then you'll have to leave.
Well, in that case, I better go now.
For regular viewers, I just want to make it clear that I've known Peter for 34 years. 33 years. I was looking through I've been clearing some old information I have, some old documents.
Nope, you've disappeared. Come back, Lambert. All is forgiven. There he is. Are you still there now, Lambert?
1 minute. My system is unstable. 1 minute.
My sons call him Lambert. I need a more stable platform, Opik.
No, I normally do, and I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm traveling to a conference in Oxford, and because in 1998 I had a nearly fatal accident, and I had a lot of reconstructive surgery in the health service, and I'm going to give a speech to the health service about my experience. I would say the repair that they spent on me was about $180,000 or more, and so I feel that when they asked me to go and speak about my experience, I should do it. So it's not political. It's me paying my debt, what I feel is my moral debt to the National Health Service. It saved my life, and it rebuilt my faith. It's an extraordinary story, really. But I'm on a train for that reason.
Yeah. You scared the living daylight out of all of us when you had that accident.
What you're getting here is that problem. So apologies. It's just that I have to be there this evening because of this. It's a moral obligation of mine because they basically rebuilt me after my accident. That's the only reason it's strange, not very good today. Peter, just one more thing, which is to say that I'm not sure if you're hearing me.
Yeah.
You can, okay. I'm just going to put my video off for a minute. It might help with the bandwidth. Peter, please say something if you cannot hear what I say.
I can hear very well. It's great.
Okay, good. I'll just keep my picture off just in case. It's also a very busy time in the UK because there's a general election, and anybody who has any political interest is very busy for the next 48 hours. I'll just simply say that it is actually a real honor to have been working with you last weekend, all of you, because I think we have proved how sensible, how mature, how intelligent we are, and the fact that we all work for the same goal, which is a human life in space. Ricky, over to you next.
Yeah, in our meeting before this with the chairs, I had brought up, because we were talking about things to do with representatives and such, is that Asgardia being an NGO, wherever our representatives are, they are most likely going to have to register as foreign agents. Now, I sent Ferda a little bit of information. I put some more information into the chat concerning Turkey and how they handle it. Also sent how the Philippines handles it. Just give an idea of what we would be up against. There's issues of Asgardia. Even though they bring in money, they would have to show that it all goes out. Some countries, even if there is no any kind of profit or money left over, they still have to pay a value-added tax for whatever reason. Just different issues involved with that, and it's going to be really extensive. And the legal minister and the justice committee and the justice minister, they're going to have their hands full with this. So, but that is something that we discussed, and it is important for us to investigate all the avenues as best as possible to make sure that we don't hit a snag. Thank you.
Thank you. Basically, what I would say about this is it's procedural set of questions that you've got there we have to resolve. My feeling is
you're breaking up.
Let's try and do it. I'll just talk about for having bandwidth. Let's see if we can do it, and then deal with each of those problems as we go along. Tax issues are always a big deal. Now that we've got Sarah Clark as the finance chair, I think she and our Minister for Finance can address some of these. So one other point, Ricky Bendel, who set up the first ever business in Asgardia, he had to deal with this in a real world environment. And I think that he might be able to help us a little bit with this as well. Does anybody else want to comment on this at all?
No, I agree. Yeah, it's like I said, it's something that's going to have to be delved into deeply because there's so many different aspects, and whatever countries that we have individuals in that are city reps, country reps, what have you, district representation and such. Those are issues that they're going to have to deal with and come up against. It's just things are moving along, but we have to make sure that do our best not to hit any snags that's going to cause an issue later on. So that's why I brought it up during the last meeting and share what information I can. Thank you.
You're right to do that, right to raise it. Not personal advice for people. Let this show on the road. Let's create a situation where we have to answer these questions, a practical case study, because I think they will be answered more easily than we fear. There's a very good phrase I learned: sooner or later, even the best strategy has to collapse into action. And I think that if we start with action, then we can solve the strategic questions as we go. They become tactical questions as we go along. The issues you raise don't frighten me, because I think that we're able and we're capable of doing a lot about this. And as far as I'm concerned, I'd be happy to help with that. Does anybody else want to add anything to this particular subject? Okay, thanks, Ricky. Would anybody else like to raise anything else? As I say, normally these meetings are quite short after we've had the digital sitting, just because we spend 3 days together. I can give you provisional dates for the next Asgardia Legislative Forum, by the way. I'll just tell you now. Last Saturday in July. I can tell you the date for that, just provisionally. Provisionally, it would be the 27th of July. July 27th is my provisional date for the next Asgardia Legislative Forum. Sorry about the noise in the background. So that's 1300 UTC on Saturday, 27th of July. And I'd like to talk about the subjects that you just raised together with new first reading legislation. And I want to talk about, if Linda and Leona can write these things down, I want to talk about Foreign Affairs Act. I want to talk about the points Ricky has raised. I want to talk about the Corfu Summit. And I want to talk about building the residency numbers. Those are the 4 things I want on the agenda. Leona, Linda, if you can write those down, that would be very helpful. Okay, I will say them again. Foreign Affairs Act, the technical finance issues Ricky has raised, the Corfu Summit, and building the Asgardia's residence. Those are the 4 things I want to cover. Okay, thank you. Great, take your head like you're depressed, Carol. You're still depressed about the weather on the day of the eclipse. Go on, unmute yourself, Carol.
Yes, it's still looking like it's going to rain today on the 4th of July. So, yeah.
The 4th of July, the day you get your independence and the day Britain chooses new government. Outside of Asgardia, I have personal views on both, but I won't share them here.
I'm sure.
Excellent. What Ferda has said before in the chairs meeting is true also. There's some big work for me to do with her. I need to just finish the paperwork from our digital sitting, and then I can get back to that. But I do have to work on the Foreign Affairs Act quickly and get there with clarity so that I can present that to the head of nation. And also a big thank you to Corner. I think Corner is now working actively with the Prime Minister in a really, really useful way, just to get her event organized as well. Okay, any other, I'll go to any other business. If you have anything else to raise, then raise your hand while I'm talking. 27th of July is I've said the 4 things that are on the ALP agenda. Linda, Aliona, if you can send me those 4 things in a memo, and then I'll work it up properly, because I've got them recorded here in a different format to what I want to use. So if you can send that to me, that'd be great. I'm going to find out if there's going to be a physical sitting, and I will know that in August. In the second week of August, I'll know for sure if we're having a physical sitting or not. And please, please, please continue to use the stories that were given by Rebecca Berg in order to promote Asgardia. They're ready-made. There's a huge number of them, and so few of them actually come in the media. I've got one last item. I've been clearing a garage, and I found my late brother's telescope there. I think I'm going to give it to the British Interplanetary Society as a donation as the Parliament of Asgardia in memory of my brother. I think that might be a very helpful thing that we can do as well. I can't use it because I'm not able to use it, basically. But I think that it would be a wonderful thing for us to do. And it's a practical contribution. But if you have a better proposal for where we can send it for a bigger impact for Asgardia, then say so. I'll put out a memo on this, and I'll open this for 2 weeks. And if there's a better offer, which gives us a chance of getting at least 50 new residents, then I would go with that better offer. I haven't yet approached the British Interplanetary Society, but I'm saying this in our open global transmission. If you have a reason for asking for it's a 6-inch telescope, I think, and you can explain how that will bring you residents into Asgardia, then please tell me, because it's a great telescope and it's a great opportunity for us. Okay, thank you, everybody. I'll send a memo about that to everyone as well, so you don't have to remember that. Peter, good luck with your election today. What are the odds of you winning?
Well, according to local bookmaker, 100 to 1.
If you put £1,000 on that, that would make you a very rich man if you win.
It actually wouldn't. If I put £1,000 on, that would make me £1,000 poorer.
I know somebody who put £100 bet on the election and lost £90,000 a year.
Yeah, that was you though, Lambert.
Yeah, I won't go into that. It's a terrestrial error, as the man admits. Thank you, everybody. So, Aliona, Linda, please send me a quick summary of the notes I've just shared with you from my other notes, which I haven't typed out. Then I'll have an electronic version, and I'll do the Alpha agenda now, the 27th of July. I wish you all a great day. I wish you all good. I wish you good fortune, Pete.
Thank you.
Asgardia can't support or condemn you for standing, but you're friends, and we like to see our friends do well. Who knows? You could be the next Prime Minister.
Go away.
Well, bon chance. I know you have a long journey. And I, for my part, will be speaking tomorrow to surgeons, one of whom rebuilt my face. I think we have to pay back into society when the society is good to us.
Well, don't let him see you, Lambert.
That's why I'm on a train.
What a mess he made.
I hope you lose, Peter.
Well, you get your wish.
Before we got cut off before, I found a leaflet of Peter Maugham's from 1991. What age were you then, Peter?
Oh, God, I don't know.
40? 35?
90. Well, I would be
33 years ago.
37.
37. So you were 22 years younger than I am now. Peter Maugham beat me in that election. He defeated me. That's how I first met him. And he has been a fantastic fellow traveller ever since. He deserves to win. But he did get to be a parliamentarian. Yeah, no, in Asgardia.
Oh, yeah.
He did?
Asgardian, yeah.
Of course he did, yeah. But yeah,
I thought you meant United Kingdom. No. Asgardian,
no.
Yeah.
They can have the United Kingdom. We've got the rest of the cosmos. The bigger job, Peter. Thanks, everybody. I'll go before I lose the signal again. I really appreciate everyone's time. Be well. And I finally managed to cheer up. You look happy now. The sun is shining upon you.
Brilliant.
Have a good rest of the day. And we got to 28, so when we get to 13, I'll close it down. Enjoy the journey. And Peter, I'll probably call you during the night because I'll be up all night watching the results.
Okay.
All the best, everyone.